Hello and welcome to Freedom Learning. This video is designed to help you understand how to create quizzes or assessments in WordPress or LearnPress. The first thing you should do is going to your account, log in as an instructor, and go to your dashboard. After you go to the dashboard, find the course you like to add, quizzes or assessments. To get that, click LearnPress. Automatically, it's going to take you to the courses menu where you can get the list of courses which you designed. Under your courses, select the kind of course or the particular course you would like to include contents or quizzes and click edit. Now, this part will directly take you to the entire course page of the science second grade. Here is a place for the description. Scroll down and go to curriculum. Under curriculum, you get, for example, in this context, 1 module and 2 lessons. Now, let's assume I would like to create a quiz or an assessment for the lesson mammals. To do so, you have to go down and look at here. When you highlight, you see the blue one is selected, that's active. The active is lesson. And the gray one is quiz, which is inactive. In order to create quiz, you have to create the gray clock icon and turn it into blue. Not only that, but the word read here is create a new quiz, meaning you can create the name of the quiz right here. So let me type as a quiz, or you can either say assessment or quiz. Now, assessment, I may say assessment on mammals. Now, this is the name of the quiz. After you create this, that's not the end. Make sure you click enter. When you click enter, it is created as a quiz. And if you want to add questions within the quiz, you have to go and highlight it. When you highlight, you can find a pencil as an edit icon where you can click it and open so that you can insert questions. It is the same as that you would like to add contents like lessons. If you highlight the lesson, for example, you can get the pencil. Similarly, if you click on the quiz and highlight the pencil, it's going to open the part where you can add questions. Now, a quiz means is a kind of question where different kinds of questions are combined. You can either choose the same kind of questions within a quiz, or you can add different types of questions, including multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blanks, or short answers. Now, as we have seen with the lesson, this part is dedicated to the description of the quiz. You can, for example, put instruction here, and the question part follows right here. It begins with create a new question. This is a place where you insert your question. Either you can type it here, or you can copy it from your WordPress Microsoft Office Word document and paste it here. Now, I have already organized my questions in this Microsoft Office document. So, like for example, let me take few questions from multiple choice. I have also instructions along with it. Let me copy my instructions entirely and paste it on the place which is dedicated for instruction right here. I have to paste it here. So you can see that I have now assessment of mammals and instruction. Under instruction, you can completely put everything you need right here. Then going down and try to see the question part. Now I'm going to copy my question, my first multiple choice questions from my Microsoft Office document and paste it in there. Look at that. Here is a question. For example, which of the following animal is mammal is a question. I copy this question and going to my WordPress and put in the question part. Now, which of the following animals is a mammal? Then you have to click add with type part, where it gives you options to true, false, multiple choice, and single choice, and fill in the blanks. Because this is a multiple choice question, I have to create a multiple choice questions here. And then you can get answers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 options. We have 3 options, but I can add one more. Now 4. Okay. This is very important. If you select a true false, the options you see will be different. It only gives you 2 options. That's the first option is true, the second one is false. And if you have like single choice or fill in the blanks, you see different things. Now let me go back to multiple choice, and then it gives you 3 options, and I will add all the options on the right place. So let me go back here and chicken, cow, frog, lizard. Look at that. First option is chicken, and then dog, and then lizard, and finally what you can see in here is cow. So add one more space and type the word cow. Now the correct answer, which of the following animal is mammal? I can understand that. Cow and dog. What is the question? Which of the following is a mammal? Let's say, for example, if okay, so I have dog, lizard, chicken, and something different as snake or ostrich. Now the correct answer should be like dog. If that is the case, or I can say bird right here to make sure. Now if the correct answer is dog, you have to click over here, not over here. If you select chicken, that would be wrong. So make it this uncheck and check only the correct answer. In that way, the system will tell the student that that's the correct answer. Now I have completed this question. If you have explanation for this, you can write right here. The answer is, for example, dog. And then you say, this is because you write whatever reason you have. Now, if you have another question, you can go to the second question. Either you create it by yourself and type it here, or if you have, you can just bring from your document and copy paste here. Now, that would be enough for the first question. Let me go to the kind of questions, which is not multiple choice. Let me get another true false questions. Now, for that, I have to go to question number 2. Under question number 2, I copy the question or I type the questions for true false items and paste it there. For example, all mammals give birth to young. Now, this is a question and I will be pasting right here. Now select true or false. Now the next thing or the next step you should follow is either true or false. Look at that. Okay, true false question. Let me correct it. All mammals give birth to young. The answer is true. And if you have explanation, you give explanation here. Now we can go to the third type. On the third type, maybe you can have a short answer, or we can insert a kind of fill in the blanks. So if you want to add fill in the blanks question, what you should do is write here fill in the blanks, and then select here and choose fill in the blanks. Now you can get a description part. You can write any description if you have. But in this part, there is a big box. Under the big box, you write the whole statement. For example, a cow is an example of mammal. Okay, a cow is one example of mammal. Or you can say, yeah, one example mammal. Look, now I can make either cow or mammal as a blank space. So let's say that we would like to mammal as a blank space. If you want to do that, simply select that, insert a new blank. You see here, click this. When you click here, it says hashtag #1 mammals. That means the first blank space is mammal. If you have another one, you can add or you can leave it as it is. Now, the third question, or fourth. Once you have completed your questions, what you should do is you have to complete the setup. The duration, like for example, is 10 minutes, passing 80, or if you click instant check, this gives the chance for students to check the answers immediately, instantly. And if you are sure that you have completed your questions, whether they are 5 or 10 or 1 or 100 questions, you have to go to the top part and click save. That will bring the end of this section. Now, I would like to show you one more thing which helps you to check if the questions and the quiz you have developed are really seen correctly for your students. How do you check that? In order to check it, you have to log in as a teacher, an instructor, or as a student. If you have a student account, that's okay. If you don't have a student account, go to as an instructor and open up the course. For example, I can go to all courses and see this particular course. Now you can get general science is the course which I developed. Click read more, and because it's a free course, it opens you freely. You can get the curriculum here. For example, we have mammals. I will say start now because it's free course, it starts immediately. If you don't log in, make sure you have login. Once you have logged in, you can get any of the courses which are available for free. After it opens up, you can see all the lists of the courses under mammals, including the quizzes which were recently developed. So to check the content, especially the lessons, you don't have to log in as a student, but you can simply look the part which is given as view. I'm show you that. Now this is a lesson. For example, mammal is a lesson. I click edit it, and if I would like to see or to check that lesson, you can simply go and click a view lesson icon. Can you see the view lesson icon at the top? By clicking that view lesson item, you can check the lessons you are developing immediately. But if you like to check your quiz, you cannot use this option because you have to start as a student or as a teacher. So go to the other section and check it. Now, for example, this is the lesson from the student side. You can see the lessons. If there is video, you can play video. If there are images, you can see images. All the contents we created earlier are available here. On the section which is assessment, click on assessment part, and you will be able to see the questions we created. These are the instructions I put, and then you have to start by clicking start. The first question should be the multiple choice question we created for this case, and once you completed that, it gives you the next one. For example, which of the following animal is mammal? Let's say dog, and then you can check it immediately. Check answer. Boom. It's an explanation. That's every explanation you give will appear here. When you finish the first question, it says question 1 of 3. You got like 2 more questions. Now click next or number 2. Now here comes the true false. All our mammals give birth to young, and say true, and it gives you explanations. And go to the next one, that is fill in the blanks. And now a cow is an example of dash. Remember, we created as mammal. So if you type mammal and check answer, it checks you, and if you get correct, it says correct. But the problem is I typed mammal, but the original question shows mammals. So that's how you can insert. But I know that this is the best, it's not the best example, but you have to make sure that every time you create a fill in the blanks or short answer questions, this should not be ambiguous like this is. Once you have really a good questions, this system will create a multiple choice item like that. So this will bring the end of our video on creating quizzes or assessments in WordPress. And we'll see you on next video. Thank you so much.